Hi, my name is Victoria, and I'm gonna tell you a story. It's the fruitless fig. When Jesus and his disciples were walking down the street when they went out from the temple, do you know what's the temple called? It's called Jerusalem. And then Jesus saw a tree that didn't have any fruit. And then Jesus said to that tree, May you never grow fruit again. And then the tree died so quickly. Then his disciples said, how could this tree die so quickly? And Jesus said that why had it died so quickly? And that was the end. Goodbye.
Hi everyone, my name is Cayden. I'm going to tell you about I'm going to tell you a story about Brother's blood cry. So before Adam and Eve sinned, and then they had to go out from a garden. They had to go out from the Garden of Eden, and then they had to settle in a new home. Next they had two sons. One was named Abel, then the other one was Cain. So it was Cain and Abel then, when the little boys grew up to were almost manhood, their dad Adam, because the father Adam had the wife Eve, so the father Adam, their father, taught them how to make sacrifices to the Lord. And then next, so Cain got all his fruits and vegetables, but he didn't wash them. But Cain got the best lamb in his stock, in his pen of sheep, because Abel was a shepherd and Cain was a farmer. So then God wasn't pleased with Cain's offering of vegetables and fruit, but God was really pleased when he saw Abel's gift, because he gave his best offering, but Cain only gave his medium little. He gave a little bit of the bad things and only a little bit of good. But Cain only gave the best food. But then Cain was angry, and then so he had a plan to kill Abel. And then so next, while Abel was watching his sheep, Cain thought, my brother's just right there, I can kill him. And then so he got like a din for
Hurting people.
for boom boom, and then he eventually just killed Abel, his brother. And then the Lord asked Cain where Abel was. So Cain said, Lord, do you know where Abel is? Why should I keep track of my brother? And then the Lord said, because you have sinned, you will have to flee. You will have to flee from your father and your your mother. And then the Lord said, the ground will yield no fruit for you, Cain, and you will wander around the earth until your death. And then Cain said, Lord, this punishment is more than I can take. And so Cain fled to Nob, where he found a new home, and he had children and a wife. And that's the end. Bye!